Would you believe me if I told you that the Super Mario franchise is an interesting exhibit of fashion evolution and character development? Well, it's true, and we can look at none other than Princess Peach as an excellent example of that. Hola, my name is X, and I like to experiment with fashion as well as talk about whatever the hell I want on social media whenever I feel like it. And in this video, I wanted to quickly review how Princess Peach's development throughout the games in the Super Mario series displays some considerable growth that she has as far as her fashion and style, but also her character and her personality. We're going to evaluate this in three different parts, starting with taking a look at her design in the earliest games and seeing how some construction there really set the foundation for the image of her that we know today. Then look at some subsequent games and the variations in her costumes and outfits there to see how that reflects the growth and the agency that she has developed as a character. Then take a gander at some of the more recent Mario games to really get a perspective on how she's become what I would consider a true fashionista and icon. Princess Peach made her debut in the original Super Mario Bros. As a typical damsel in distress needing to be rescued by the almighty Mario. Her design is a far cry from what we've become accustomed to, where she has a white dress instead of pink, and outside of the crown, there's really no defining characteristics that would indicate her as being a significant figure other than someone who needed to be rescued. So pretty generic overall. And while Mario's design is pretty generic as well, we still see a lot of the defining qualities and elements within his look that are carried forward within subsequent Mario games, which is why it's so refreshing in Super Mario Bros. 2 to see Princess Peach experience her first glow up. While still a brunette in this game, she at least has pink in her dress, which is one step closer to the defining components within her present day aesthetic, and her face is given more softness and feminine characteristics, distinguishing her from the other male characters within the game's roster. Speaking of roster, accompanying her redesign comes with her functioning as a playable character within the game. She was definitely my favorite character to play, taking part in securing the well-being of her kingdom and not merely relying on others to do so, thus affirming more significance for her within the series beyond just an avatar that needs to be rescued for the sake of plot. But Princess Peach's true design would be fully realized within Super Mario World, where we see the majority of her defining elements in full display. The doughy eyes, the blonde hair, we still have the pink dress with a lot more definition and detail that are part of what make her so memorable and breathe life into her as a character. The establishment of what would be an ongoing image and design for her really set the stage for her to become more of a focal point and participant within subsequent Mario games, like in Super Mario RPG, where she's more of an equal ally that is supportive to her teammates, or in games like Mario Party, Mario Kart, and even Super Smash, where she's a contender in a broader arena of Nintendo, or even games like Paper Mario and Super Princess Peach, where she's independently playable once again and echoes more of that active role that she played in Super Mario Bros. 2. Just like with people in the real world, once you establish and identify your core image and personality and identity, you can start to experiment with how you show up and present yourself in different circumstances and scenarios. And we see this take place in a lot of the sport games in which she's participated, ranging from golf to tennis to Olympics to kart racing. We know that she's going to have some sort of pink and white within her core aesthetic, despite whatever outfit she's wearing. Her image has been affirmed, allowing her to explore a little bit with her different styles and how she can deviate a little bit from her typical demure princess royal status. One of my favorite examples of this is how she shows up in Super Mario Sunshine. While she still wears a long dress, it's more of a sundress in a lighter hue than we typically see her in, more of a washed out rose pastel color, which is perfect for reflecting the sun. It's sleeveless, even her parasol is a bit more lightweight it seems, and she has her hair in a ponytail, showing that she's relaxed, laid back, but still knows how to carry herself in a high class status. But as far as character development, all of these different variations of her outfits in these games show that she doesn't just hold herself as an uptight, super serious princess. That to me makes her more relatable and makes her more accessible, especially as a playable character. But I think one of the even better indications of her growth within some of these sports games is Super Mario Strikers. Here we see her take on much more of a sassy and competitive role with clothes that show a little more body confidence than we've seen in previous installments. This game is much more aggressive and she rises to that occasion, similar to how she does in Super Smash Bros., but she gives a little more attitude, which shows that she's confident and she wants to be the best. We know from Super Princess Peach that she does have a wide range of emotions, but it's nice to see how some of that manifests itself in a much more kind of natural setting as far as games or recreation with her peers. Now that we've reviewed some of the fluidity that Princess Peach has exercised in some of her core aesthetic, as well as expressing some more of her personality, let's review the key example that I think defines her as an absolute fashionista and icon. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Super Mario Odyssey. Within this installment, Mario travels to a wide variety of different kingdoms, and this diversity also manifests itself in not only the outfits that Mario wears, but more especially what Peach wears. And why I want to highlight Princess Peach here specifically is because as we've seen her really come into her own throughout the series of games within the Super Mario franchise, we see that she's able to exercise this wide diversity within her wardrobe while still staying true to her core royal status. We know that pink and white are key elements within her design palette, but those are prominent colors in a variety of the different outfits that she wears. But just like how Odyssey is a grand adventure, we see that adventurousness within her styling capabilities, stepping outside of her core pink and white aesthetic and stepping into looks that are not only cultural, but also functional and straight up designer. And I believe that these fashion and outfit choices show that she doesn't want to just be a predictable princess who will dress the same. And I love Super Mario Odyssey because I believe it just is an excellent culmination of all of that growth that she's exhibited across her development as a character within the Super Mario series. Let me know in the comments what you think, as well as what your favorite Princess Peach outfit is. And I'm gonna try to do more character evolution focuses just like this one across anime, maybe real life, but of course plenty more video games to come. So until the next video, thanks for watching.